So I'm a little excited about this particular workshop because it's my first time in Germany. So I just figuring out, the how things work here. It's been a really interesting experience, though, because we legalized in 1996, and it's now, you know, 2026, and there's 80,000 people here. There's 80,000 people at this event, which I find to be just astonishing, to be perfectly honest. Um, I never thought that an industry that was built on a movement of patients' rights and safe access, would turn into an international phenomenon. But, here we are. Here we are in Berlin, Germany, with 80,000 people celebrating the culture of cannabis. Because that's really what this is. This is like a cultural celebration. And so, safe to say, I've solidified my place in history with it. Um, it's been a wild ride. Uh, we've done a lot. We still have a long way to go. Uh, but I'm looking forward to it. Hi. How are you? That's me. Yeah, it's just me. It's just me recording it. No, no, I have a session going on. No, my session is going to start right now. No, I'm just coming to talk about. Yeah, come. No, just you're. Yeah, it's just for my own thing because it's my first time here, in Berlin, and I'm. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was just sitting here like reflecting because I'm from California, and we legalized in 1996, right? Medically. And to go from legalization in 1996 in California to other states coming online to now it's this international, like, but I heard they have like 80,000 tickets that they sold for. That is astonishing to me. It's astonishing to me. Um, Especially because, this industry, it's like it was built from a movement of patients' rights and safe access. And to see what it's grown to, it's just, it's astonishing to me. It's astonishing to me. Yeah, I think the one thing that I always preach, and that's like a little disheartening for me, is that the education has not like grown with it. Like that's the bad part. It's the education hasn't grown with it. People even I'm a natural health doctor, right? So I'm always like about the science and about, all of that. And especially as it pertains to women's health. Um, and it not being taught in medical schools and women's health even still just in medical institutions being overlooked and just all of those things in the way that phytocannabinoids can play a role with really like helping women. I think it makes me a little sad. It makes me a little sad, especially because women can really benefit from phytocannabinoids as supplements, like actually using the products. But because of the lack of education and the stigma, a lot of women that could really be benefit, have like real benefit, like just don't, because they don't use it because they're either afraid, they don't know, it's just, yeah, there's just not enough education, and that's the part that makes it. Yeah. I'm on the medication that it doesn't help me. I don't want right. It. Right. I mentioned about cannabis. Right. They can't even advise me. Okay, we can't tell you. Go look yourself. Right. They don't even say, "Oh my God, cannabis." That's the problem. Which really that's like, "Oh my God." That's the problem. That's the problem. So I have to lie. I have to. Like, why? Exactly. At least tell me, like, okay. No, really. Research. I'm not involved.
But don't do the face like, oh my God, this is something so bad.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't know, and if she do that face, to asking my doctor, I would never do my own research because of how she reacted.
See?
If I'm not aware of.
No, that's the problem. And that's the
Like,
problem. So then, like, how can your practitioner really help you if you can't even talk to them like openly?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm using cannabis, I'm finding benefit from it. Like, tell me how it even interacts with the other medications I'm taking. Or if you can't even have that conversation, how is that like really helping us, like helping women, like honestly and truly? That's the problem. That's one of the biggest, my biggest, like, sticking points with the industry is on all sides. The lack of education.
And it's also, if I may, like I'm here from Germany, and what I see is like this market, especially with the reform that we had 2024,
Yes.
it opened up, and all it's about is, of course, revenue based, and basically the main target group is always men, and women are not
Yes.
considered, neither when it is about the product,
Yes.
neither when it is about the presentation.
Yes.
And of course, for example, if I sell flour as a medical company and it's like white widow, 30%, whatever, when I'm a mother or when I'm, a woman, that might not be so easy for me to consume like this
Right.
without stigma in
Right.
my society,
Right.
in my thing.
Right.
So then I have higher hurdles of even trying or even
Right.
doing this.
Right.
And no one actually cares about this.
No, they don't. And you know what the funny thing is like they have this conversation in the United States all the time. They're like, okay, there's like these wine moms, like it's perfectly acceptable for a mom to have a glass of wine or like whatever. They even celebrate it like, we're wine moms or we do this and do that, right?
Yeah.
But let's you say that you're using cannabis for something.
Then you
And then
have a
all of a
problem.
sudden, like, you're a bad mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't take care of your kids. Or it's like, no, you don't understand my cannabis use actually helps me be a better mother.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It actually helps me be a better mother. You know what I mean? Like, how is that fine? Like, make it make sense, please. Because I don't understand it.
I mean, if you're a high, you are actually having a special kind of connection with children.
No.
You are a little bit more like
No, for real, right? No, honestly. And so, because I'm a natural health doctor, right? I really get into the fact that, okay, we have this endogenous cannabinoid system in our body, right? And the endogenous cannabinoid system, like the entire job of it, is to help our body manage stress. And what is the more stressful than like being a mother and the head of a household and having to manage all of the things? You manage the kids, you manage the house, you manage yourself, and there's all of this stress, right? That's upon us. And we produce endocannabinoids in our brain naturally, right? But the more that there's stress, the more that we age, and especially for women, our hormonal cycles even decide how many endogenous cannabinoid systems our brain is producing. So if we're not producing enough, you know what I mean, for our endocannabinoid system to really get the full benefit, we have to supplement.
Yeah.
We don't produce enough iron, we don't produce enough magnesium, we don't produce enough vitamin C, vitamin A, whatever it is, right? So we have to supplement. It's the same thing. But then we don't have that conversation. That's my problem. So if the endogenous cannabinoid system is to help your body manage stress, right? And also regulate your hormones, because it regulates everything, your cognitive function, your sleep patterns, your hormones, it regulates it all, right? If we're constantly in stress, because life is stress, just period. Everything that's going on in the world is stress. You know what I mean? Period. So if stress is the number one killer of people, because stress leads to us releasing the stress hormone, right? Cortisol.
Yeah.
When you have overproduction of cortisol, then you have inflammation.
Yeah.
When you have chronic inflammation, that's the precursor of all diseases. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Autoimmune system issues, all of it. So if this system is designed to help our body manage stress,
Yeah.
Why are we stigmatized, number one, and why aren't we talking about it, number two? That is really how we become better mothers, better wives, better partners, better people as a whole, because we're able to manage the stress.
And also we feel better. It's also just for ourselves. We are allowed to feel good.
Just allowed. Why do we need permission for that,
Yeah.
though? You know what
But
I mean?
actually, we have to. Like, again, we get when you have periods, like, oh, you just suck it through, and
Right.
we should not suck it through. We should
No.
not go to work if we feel bad.
No, you
I hate
shouldn't.
when some man told me, like, I have a very bad period.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, but you have it every month. You should be okay. It's like, excuse me,
What?
Just
What?
because I have it every month doesn't make my pain go less.
Right.
It's actually the opposite.
Like, excuse
No, it's
me?
actually the opposite. It's like,
I can't
what
believe
about
you
no?
told me that.
And men are the biggest
Oh,
babies
you
when they
do
get sick,
Yes,
right?
when they have like
Like a little cold or whatever, right?
They
Right?
never deal with what we have to deal in life in
Never,
general.
never in life could they ever deal with it. No, never in life.
One might be even stronger, even though it hurts still.
No,
Yes.
exactly. And here's the thing, right? Because phytocannabinoids can actually help with like regulating your hormones and things, your period pain can actually be less. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It like helps with not just the pain, like and helping with how you feel pain by working on the pain receptors, but when your hormones are balanced, right? That equals less pain. Most of the pain that we experience, with our cycles, it's just because of hormonal imbalance. And because women's health is so understudied,
Yeah.
they don't understand, they don't even
They just study
begin.
men.
All the studies are based on
Men.
men.
Yeah.
All the studies are based on men.
Yeah.
All the studies are based on small populations and small
Yeah.
groups. They don't even consider
White
our
men.
genetic makeup. They don't, right? Like, let's just say what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't consider any of that. And that is like one of my really biggest issues is because, okay, me personally, right? I've gone through tremendous adversity, tremendous loss. I've lost 3 children. I lost my firstborn child in 2006 after a 4-year battle with brain cancer. She was 11 years old when she passed away in January of 2006. Then in 2021, my oldest son, we were living in Jamaica in the country, and they decided that they weren't doing nebulizer treatments for asthma because of COVID. He had a really bad asthma attack. I took him to 3 different hospitals to try to get help, and he passed away at the age of 22 from something that was preventable. Then in 2020, I had another baby, right? And I noticed right when she was 3 months old that she had this little glow in her eye. And because I'm a practitioner, I knew what it was. I'm like, that's retinoblastoma. That's eye cancer. I already know it. And it was confirmed when she was 5 months, right? And so I was able to use cannabis and other herbs, and I killed her tumor completely. But retinoblastoma is a tricky cancer. And it came back in 2022, right? She had a relapse. So I flew to New York to Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center because they said we have a 99% cure rate for retinoblastoma. And I'm like, yes. I put it all on the line. I paid $35,000 cash just to get in the door. Got her in there. They were never able to even get her stable. So she passed away in January of 2024 at age 3, right? On top of that, my only sister, my only sibling, passed away from metastatic breast cancer in 2018, right? So there's no genetic correlation between any one of their cancers. My family got genetically tested. We're not predisposed to cancer at all. We don't have any answers on why this happened. But okay, imagine that amount of stress.
I mean, that is not even true.
But then I still have to be present for the other children I have. I'm a mom of 9 in total. 3 of them have transitioned. I still have 6 and my sister's only son, right? So that's 7 children, right? That deserve a healed version of me, that deserve a less stressed me, that deserve me to be open and available and ready. But how can I do that? Like, what does the medical establishment actually offer me, right? Antidepressants so I can be numb
Yeah.
and not be available, you know what I mean? What do they offer me?
Alcohol
Like,
to relax
you know what I
yourself
mean?
at night.
You know what I mean?
Like they advertise
Like,
that.
why would you, what do they actually offer to me? Nothing. And then when I talk to them, because I'm a practitioner, you know what I mean? I talk to them about my cannabis and how this, and it actually helps my body manage stress. This is what it does. But we can't even have the conversation because of lack of education. They just don't know. They honestly, truly don't know. And then they want to turn, I mean, I'm a doctor, but doctors have this God complex, right? Like, we know. We know all of it. We know what we're supposed to do. We know. So you can't offer us a different opinion or offer us a different solution because we went to school and we did all of this and we did all of that. You know what I mean? So you couldn't possibly know more than me, which is not true. I tell my patients all the time, if I ever tell you, or if any practitioner tells you that they know you better than you know you, run in the other direction. Because they can't tell you what they're not living in your skin. They don't understand. They don't, you know what I mean? And even that, you know, alone. So when you go in there, and like you said, you can't even be honest with them. You go in there and you try to tell them, you know, listen, this thing is helping me. This is the thing. But maybe, can you help me understand how to dose it right? Can you help me understand like which product I should be using? Like help me understand how I should be using it to get the greatest benefit.
I have PTSD and anxiety and
Yeah.
and diabetes, but most strengths and most products don't work for me. That
Right.
makes it even worse. And I have absolutely no one that would actually educate and treat me on what to use
Right.
to deal with it.
Right.
Because I know it could help me,
Right.
but it's just, you know, no information available.
And now you're just out there winging it, you know?
I'm kind of like testing myself, like this is bullshit.
Right.
That's not how a treatment works.
That is not how a treatment works. And that's why I get so sad about it, because it can help so many people. It's designed to help people. And you know, before prohibition happened, and it was like in the pharmacopoeia, it was in our diets, it was readily available, even like the livestock, you know what I mean, munched on, you know, because cannabis and hemp is the same plant. It's the same exact, and hemp, it's the same exact plant. It's the same genus, the same family. So when it was growing wild, you know, out in the fields, and the cows and you know, they all eat it, and then we consume that, and then we're getting phytocannabinoids from our food and from, you know what I mean? Everybody had better health and well-being. The instances of cancer diagnoses, the instances of other chronic degenerative terminal illnesses were so much lower. But then when it was removed from our diet, stigmatized, you know what I mean? And all of prohibition, now we're having to relearn. And the bad thing about that is, and the reason a lot of the products aren't going to work for you, is because during prohibition, okay, so you have this cannabis flower, you want to distribute it, you don't want law enforcement to detect it. It's the terpenes, right? The smell of the cannabis that, you know, is detected by law enforcement. So we're going to play that down. We're going to now genetically modify the cannabis so it has less terpenes. But now we're going to figure out how to balance that. So we're going to play up the cannabinoids. And the only cannabinoid that we know is THC. So we're going to make high THC. Not think about all the other CBG, CBN, all of the other minor cannabinoids. We're not going to think about none of that. We're going to strip the terpenes, play up so now we have this bastardized, you know what I mean, genetics that, yeah, we can still get benefit from it. Yeah, it can still help with our system somewhat, you know what I mean? But we're still not getting the true version of cannabis that we need. And then take into account that because of prohibition and everything, and you're talking about like it's smoking of cannabis, that's really all the culture knows is really, but really it's ingesting it. It's actually putting it in our system, in our body, and eating it that gives us the most benefit and the most relief. We have over 300 receptor sites in our body to interact with phytocannabinoids because we have this endogenous cannabinoid system that's built in, you know? But if we're just combusting it, we're not hitting all of the receptor sites that we need. So we have to take some ingestible. You know what I mean? It's like, it's nutritional, you know? It's like, just like I said, you don't get the right vitamins, minerals, amino acids. You don't make them internally. So you eat food.
Yeah. Does that have to do with how it gets metabolized?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for saying that. Yes, it's definitely how it's metabolized. The method of administration determines how your body metabolizes it. And then that also determines the benefit. It also determines like the number of, you know, receptor sites that it's hitting. For example, right? Um, Raw cannabis, like the raw stuff, is the acid forms of the cannabinoids. THC, like let's take that one because that's everybody's favorite cannabinoid. THC raw is THCA, right? THC acid, tetracannabidiol acid. That acid, even though it hits all of the receptor sites, because it has that acid chain, it blocks psychoactivity. It doesn't speak to our CB receptors that excite psychoactivity. It doesn't have the ability. So you can actually have full benefit. Like if you take a bunch of like fan leaves from cannabis and juice them and like take them like a wheatgrass shot, you'll get full medicinal benefit. All of your receptor sites hit. It's completely nutritional, completely different effect than if you're combusting it. Completely different. But because of the lack of education, you know, people don't really know and understand that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so people don't really know and understand that, unfortunately. And that is where, you know, women especially, because we're so intricate, you know, we work on a cycle. Everything is governed by our cycle. And different times of the month, you require a different method of administration. You know what I mean? If you're going through XYZ, you might need to ingest it. If you're going through XYZ, you might need to combust it. If you're going through XYZ, you might need it topical because your skin is your largest organ and it also draws things in.
And I was so skeptical. I didn't think it
Yeah,
would
yeah, yeah.
actually do something.
Yeah.
Because I was like, how absorb would I even get there? And I was
Yeah.
focused on CBD.
Yeah.
But I don't suffer from heavy period pain. It's very soft for me. I'm super lucky with that.
Yeah.
But when I absolutely crazy.
No.
I have many friends suffering from endometriosis, but they're not
Right.
because
Right. Right. And then they don't, and then there's that, and then, okay, God love the culture, right? God love the laws and everything. And we have dispensaries and all these things that are available. But most women, like, let's just be real, that don't really know about cannabis and aren't with the culture and aren't with they're not going to walk into a dispensary. And even if they do, they feel, right.
Yeah.
The people that are in there aren't educated. They can't help you. They can't direct you. You walk in there and there's a bajillion options.
Yeah.
Like, what do I even do?
Yeah.
What do I even take? Like, where do I even start? Nobody can help you.
And it also like it doesn't look medical, and I think
It doesn't look medical.
It's very important
I
also
think it's
to
very
state
important.
that it looks medical if it's used for medical purposes.
Even if it doesn't look, you know, completely medical, don't look so retail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't look so, like, you know what I mean? All the crazy things, all the crazy colors, all the crazy, you know, packaging that's supposed to resemble like candy or, you know,
exactly.
box cereal or whatever they make it. Like, come on, I get it with the marketing and all of that, you know? But
Yes, it's fine also because it is also recreational.
Yeah.
Leave out a huge part of the market and the target group.
for me, it's like we need to elevate the conversation and just make it nutritional. Like, it's just a nutritional necessity. We have this system in our body. We need to supplement because we don't make enough. Just make it nutritional. It doesn't matter what you're using it for, whether it's to relax, whether it's for pain, whether it's to manage stress. It doesn't matter. It's all nutritional because it's working on your body and on a nutritional level. And then let's not even talk about, right, the way that if you are actually juicing the leaves or the seeds, like sprout the seeds and juice them, now you have like a complete nutrition, number one, and it's almost like a blood transplant. It literally works on your system in the most nutritional way possible. And when you talk about degenerative cognitive illness like Parkinson's, um, 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 dementia, Alzheimer's, like those types of things where your cognition is impaired, the neurons in our brain are coated with neuromelanin. Melanin is not just a pigment. The neurons in our brains are coated with it, right? And this is also a part of the misinformation, right? So, actually, the endogenous cannabinoid system governs melanogenesis. So, the actual production of melanin and the neuromelanin that covers the sheath in our brain is governed by the endogenous cannabinoid system. So, all of these degenerative illnesses and things like that that happen, it's the lack of education. Could you imagine how many people are being helped? How many could be helped? How many people are on these different drugs, SSRIs, antidepressants, all of the things that if you just simply nutritionally supplemented your endogenous cannabinoid system, got back to baseline, right? I'm a traditional naturopath, and my job is to help people get to balance, homeostasis, like the optimal operating condition of the human body, right? The endogenous cannabinoid system induces homeostasis. Like its whole job is to keep your body in homeostasis or in balance. So it almost doesn't matter all of the other things you do, all of the other medications, if your master regulator isn't working properly because you're not properly supplementing it, then like you're building a house on sand. Your foundation is not strong. So you're going to constantly be chasing it. You're constantly chasing it because you don't have a firm enough foundation to build your true health and wellness upon. And that's really honestly the problem. And that's why, for me, like I said, I'm a mom of 9. So there's something that I know about, like for sure, it's like childbirth and like labor and that whole process, right? There was a study done in Jamaica, about the women who use cannabis during childbirth and things like that. And they were trying to say that, that was detrimental to their health and but it was proven to be absolutely false. It was actually better for them. So me, I have debilitating like nausea when I'm pregnant. And cannabis actually helps me. And I ingest it. I don't smoke it during pregnancy. I use it like a tincture because a tincture sublingual, it's under your tongue. It's instantaneous. In like 15 minutes, I'm feeling like the best. It's metabolized in my liver different, the whole 9 yards. And that's what I use and it helps me. And then they want to use the argument that it's not good for you and it's not good for your baby and blah, blah, blah. So then explain to me why breast milk is chocked full of endogenous cannabinoids then. Like explain that to me. Make it make sense. If the elixir of life is full of endogenous cannabinoids to work with your endogenous cannabinoid system, explain to me how that's not good for you, how it's not good for your baby, how it's not about...
You also never talk about the consequences that they are like creating this picture of fear around it, that it is bad for you, but they never actually say what would happen.
What would happen?
Like, what is the consequence?
Because research has shown there's 0 deaths. 0. So what is the
they
real...
want us ill. They don't want us to grow our
You know what I
own
mean?
medicine.
No. Because you can't patent a botanical. That's the problem. That's it. That's it. That's right.
Pills.
Right.
They never tell you go for a run, go to the nature. They
No.
never even
No. Touch some grass. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Have a glass
No.
of water. No, take the pill.
Right.
They
Exactly.
don't want to treat the cause. They just want to treat
They
the
want you to be on the like trauma. There's something about health for them.
Yeah. See? And that's what they don't... But see, that's what they don't want, right? Because now you're cutting down on, on the profits then, and that's really the real issue. That's the real issue at the end of the day, because you can't patent a botanical and then if this thing is really healing you and you could just grow it in your backyard, you know what I mean? And you don't have to. I tell my patients all the time, like, I don't want to see you in my office all the time. Like, I want to see you on the street, like at the grocery store, like, hey girl, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see you in my office. So let me teach you how to take care of your body. Like, you can come and see me when there's something like really, really wrong, but let me teach you how to take care of your body all the time so that I don't have to see you in my office, because the idea is not for you to be on something for forever unless it's nutrition. And because I feel like phytocannabinoids, it's all nutritional, yes, I want to see you on that for forever. Because unless you're a small child, because, endogenous cannabinoids are in breast milk and you're exclusively nursed, you probably have an endocannabinoid system deficiency. Dr. Ethan Russo, he coined the term clinical endocannabinoid system deficiency because it's a real thing. When your endogenous cannabinoid system is deficient, like I said, stress hormone, chronic inflammation, all of that, you know what I mean? Then now you have all these host of illnesses and dis-ease that could be otherwise addressed if you just figured out what product, what dose, and what method of administration. It's not like, should I use it? That's not the question.
What can we do, for example, here? And we don't have, like, how can we help ourselves here that we don't have access to this kind of product?
That's that's the $1,000,000 question, right? How do we figure out, the access? So I'm gonna tell you what, and it's no shade, so please don't take what I'm saying like, I'm just telling you from being in California, from watching this industry grow, from everything that I know. Just understand this. This event is great. Having 80,000 people in one spot is great. But the face of the cannabis industry is always going to be the cannabis consumer. So the cannabis consumer, the consumer is always going to be the face of the industry. So we have to educate the consumers. Consumer demand drives markets. But if the consumer, all they know is combustible, all they know is the culture, all they know, that's all they know. When they represent, you know what I mean? When lawmakers are like, oh, should we legalize this or should we whatever, you know what I mean? It really depends on what the media is going to show here and what it looks like here. You know what I mean? Not just here, everywhere, all of them. What are we putting out there? Because it doesn't matter how professional. Now, let me tell you, right? Me personally, I started in California. I was an owner operator in California with dispensing locations. Me and a bunch of friends got together and we founded the California Cannabis Industry Association. I was the first elected president. My team helped regulate the medical cannabis industry that ran for 20 years without regulation. I did the National Cannabis Industry Association, working on federal policy in Washington, D.C. I did the ASTM D37 Committee for Global Cannabis Standards. I work in Jamaica. I work in Ghana. I work in Liberia. I work with universities. I work with all of this. But none of that matters because the face of the cannabis industry is always going to be the consumer. My voice, my reach cannot be as big as the eyes that are on culture. We have to elevate the conversation. That's the only way. Because you know what? Lawmakers are terrified of like full-on legalization.
Yeah.
They're terrified of that. But you know what? Every person on planet Earth will pay their last dollar for another day on Earth. When I go and make this, argument to the lawmakers and I talk about the endogenous cannabinoid system regulation, how it gives you longevity and health, they're like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yes,
But
we
it's
want
not in
that.
their interest, because if you have people that smoke cannabis, you have people that have a broader consciousness that question things,
Yes.
systems, they're not as easy
Yep.
to be controlled.
Yep.
It's not just about the money from the farmers.
Right.
That's one part.
It's
also
true.
like a true danger to the system.
It is a true danger to the system. Yeah.
About cannabis consumers.
Yep, yep, absolutely. No, and you're 100% right about that.
And we did not talk about yet that it's holy earth. It's
Right.
spiritual.
It's
It's
right. It's highly spiritual. It actually helps you to go inward
yeah.
and to communicate with yourself and find that balance. Because I'm a traditional naturopath, I approach everything holistically, mind, body, and spirit. And that's one of the botanicals that works on all three:
Yeah.
mind, body, and spirit. And you can get that true balance, connection
Yeah.
to the earth,
When I'm
connection
grounded,
to each
I
other.
do this sometimes during my rituals. This is how I tap in. Yes, this is
Yes,
how it starts. This is how I get this feeling in my body of being receptive of the messages about myself, about life, about nature laws.
right,
This helps me to understand. It
right,
really broadens my consciousness
right,
in this state. Of course, I also do it without.
right,
But it is always a helper. It's always a support for that. Yes.
right.
Sometimes I have a very stressful um, work week, for example, and this is then how you get kind of caught up in the wrong priorities, etc. And
Yes,
then I feel like, oh, smoking now, then tomorrow maybe I can't be as focused.
right.
But then I say, no, I kind of feel like I need to. The moment that I smoke a joint, everything is like 180 degrees. I'm tapped in and I'm like, hold on,
Yeah,
get your priorities straight. Like, this is about life.
right,
First of all, you
right,
have to be present, you have to understand
right.
certain things. And this is what helps me have this connection and understand and come back to myself.
Yep, that's it. And I know, like I said, for me too, like I've had all this tremendous loss, but I still have a 3-year-old at home. And I have older kids too, you know what I mean? Most of my kids are over 18, but I have this one little 3-year-old now still. Her older sister passed away at 3, but she is now 3, you know? She deserves a healed version of me. She deserves for me to show up the way that I've showed up for all of her older siblings. She's the only one in my house that doesn't know trauma. And I don't want to give it to her. You know what I mean? And so if I'm supplementing my endogenous cannabinoid system and now I've got that balance and I've got less stress and I've got that connection, I can really think and get my priorities in order, it helps me be a better mother to her, to all of them. It helps me to be able to do those things. No, listen, it's I it's because my body can manage stress because I supplement my endogenous cannabinoid system. No,
Thank God
it's
for that, right?
no, it's that, and like you said, it's highly spiritual, right? I have a firm foundation. I'm very spiritual. I have a firm foundation. You know what I mean? Like I was raised Southern Baptist, and then I found Rastafari, you know what I mean? So it's like it's all of it. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, you know what I mean? I'm spiritual. So having that and being able to ground that, actually, if you look at the High Times magazine that's out right now, if you go to page 56, there's an article about how I went to Canada and I tried another herbal medicine that's made from eugenol to help with my healing, like all plant medicine.
Yeah.
Like I know, what to do. I have the tools in my toolbox. I have the friends, I have the relationships. I know how to do the things that I need to do to heal. So yes, I can be more balanced, I can be more focused, I can be more available. It's not just me being strong, it's me doing what I need to do to keep myself, in balance. It's not all me. It's God, it's the universe, it's my friends, it's everything. It's my family, it's my mom praying for me every single day. It's all of it, you know what I mean? And that's really what brings it together for me to help me be that person.
Yes, and to send the message that you were supposed to.
Yeah, yeah. Because everybody looks at me and they're like, oh my God. I'm like, listen, I know I make it look good, okay? But it's not just me. I have a lot of things around me. And I always say that most of what you experience in life is based on how you react to situations, right? So all the tremendous loss, adversity, and all that thing, the way that I experience it is based on my reaction. I own it. I own it. And I know that. But a lot of people don't have the emotional intelligence to know that it's on you. You know what I mean?
A matter of experience, I think.
Yeah.
You have to learn that.
You do. I definitely had to learn that. It took me time to learn. Like when I lost my first daughter, it took me 7 years to actually grieve for her. There's this one book, A Return to Love by.
This is my favorite.
No, really?
This is my favorite book. You know, when I started, I bought it
That's-
in Cairo and
yes.
I started to read it.
No, for real.
The synchronicities while
The
I was
secret.
reading it.
I'm telling
I
you.
read it and like in real life, it was like theory and practice.
No,
my
it's-
life happened.
Yes.
And I read the book.
Yeah,
And
man.
it was like as if the
Yeah.
book would cite my day.
No,
I
I'm
couldn't
telling.
believe it. I couldn't. I recommended this book to everyone.
I recommend this
What
book
is
to
the
every.
book?
It's called A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. No, I'm telling you. So she has this quote in there, right? She has this quote in there where she says, ambitious tension is the white sugar of mental health. That's what I did when my first daughter died. Ambitious tension. I built all of this, all of California, doing all of this, a nonprofit organization, all of this stuff. I just kept busy. That's why for 7 years, I couldn't face it. For 7 years, I did. It took time for me to finally, come to terms with myself. Another book, if you haven't read it, The Celestine Prophecy. You need to read that book. It will change your whole life.
The what?
The Celestine Prophecy. The Celestine Prophecy. If you have not read that book, I swear to you, it will change your whole life.
You're changing my life.
It helped me to get to like where I am right now, where I can notice, I'm gonna tell you what happened right here. Okay. So my friend Kelly, she has a booth over there in the outside area, right? Kelly from Dragonfly Earth Medicine. No. So she after Carlene passed away in 2024, right? She was like, I've been watching you and I know you're going through all this. You need to come to Canada to like try this medicine and heal yourself. And and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come. So she told me that in like March of 2024. So like in April of 2025, like I finally went. And that's the story that's in High Times. Like that's the story that's in High Times right now. It's talking about me going there to Canada and like doing this thing, right? And like actually like, healing and following that intuition, right? And learning the synchronicities and the things and like really tuning in, right? So with this event here, Kelly was like, just come to Berlin. Like, I'm going to have a booth and come hang out and like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, because she lives in Canada. I was like, yeah, I would love to see you again. And I'm working on a research project because we just got the research, we're working on the research license in New York, the cannabis research license. We have a research facility and we're doing all these things. She's like, just come, and I was like, yeah, I love to see you. So my whole idea was just to come hang out with Kelly. I was just coming here to hang out with Kelly, right? So then I got put in the group, the Mary Jane group.
Yeah.
Then Dr. Michelle, who I know from Jamaica, because I met her years ago when I was living in Jamaica and we were working together on some things. She's like, oh, you're going to be in Berlin? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I would love to see you. I'm like, I can't wait to see you again. That's going to be great.
We've all been waiting for you. We will be in our group.
No, yeah. So I'm like,
I saw you at the entrance.
yeah.
Like we're supposed to be.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, can't wait to see you. And I was just literally just coming to hang out, right?
Heidi told me all about you, like several times. She's like, she's so excited that you're gonna be here.
And I was literally just coming. And then Dr. Michelle decided that Mike Tyson was going to be here, and she's not coming.
I love Michelle, yes, and we were actually planning to have like.
This is her group. This is her session. This is her.
Yeah.
But she was like, "Can you take over for me? Can you do this? Can you speak? I'm speaking tomorrow in Dr. Michelle's place.
Yes, yes.
None of this was planned. None of this was planned. I wasn't supposed to be talking to you right now. I wasn't, but because, right, but because I recognize and I'm obedient, I'm supposed to come to Berlin. Kelly said, come to Berlin. I was talking myself out of it. You have no idea. Every day. I'm like, I'm not going. I'm not going. I don't want, no, I'm not going. Like, no, because I'm like, and so, like, my daughter is like, why aren't you going? And I'm like, she's like, okay, you've curated a life for yourself where you run your own schedule. Number one, you run your own schedule. You can be wherever you want to be, whenever you want to be there, because that's how you got it. And I'm like, okay. Number two, my sister, your other daughter, works for Delta Airlines. You fly for free wherever you want, whenever. This flight cost me 26 bucks. No, no, for real, right? Read the signs. And so then I'm like, I'm still not going. So then I call my mom. No, for real. Open. So then and this is before even Dr. Michelle, any of it, right? So then I'm talking to my mom and I'm like, yeah, mom, I don't think I want to go to Berlin and like blah, blah, blah. She's like, maybe you should listen to your intuition and not go. Why is it, listen, why is it that you don't want to go? And I'm like, pure laziness. It's not even a reason. It's just, and then my daughter was finally like, Mom, I know life has beat you up, you know, recently and you've gone through a lot, but when did you stop being brave? When did you stop being the woman that you made us? Because I have 7 daughters and 2 sons out of the 9 kids. So I have mostly girls. She's like, when did you stop? Like, that I don't recognize this mom. I don't recognize her.
I mean, come on, life is
And I'm like,
you're a little bit wrong.
you know what I mean? And but I really had to think about it. And I'm like, I've instilled in them, you know what I mean? Go get it. There's nothing you can't do. Like you can, I've instilled all of that in them. And I can't let them watch me. I can't let, you know, I can't, like, what am I even doing? What am I even saying? What kind of example am I even, you know? So I finally was, yeah, a real one. So I'm finally like, you know what? And so then I'm like, I'm going to Berlin by myself. Like I've never even been to Germany. And I'm just going, she's like, Mom, remember when we moved to Jamaica? You moved from America with 6 kids by yourself to another country. Yeah. Like, I think you can go on a trip. Like, I think you go. Yeah. And so then I'm like, how do I even get from the airport? Like, she's like, Mom, I've been to Germany several times, public transportation. You figured out the subway in New York, didn't you? I think you can figure out that. I'm like,
I think so.
Guys, I wanted to say, White's invited all the women to shout. I just don't know, what is that?
I know what it is.
When is it?
Yeah, what is it?
It's like a
shout out to women.
Yes, I know. It's like a brand, and they do a garden, and they invited women to come in, and Empower is one of them.
So we don't want to be there.
You can go, but I
don't know
what to continue this conversation.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask. I didn't want to interrupt, but maybe that.
Yeah, no.
I can't be.
Yeah.
No, I'm very sure that there's absolutely nothing that is better than this conversation.
I appreciate.
I
appreciate
agree.
that. Yeah.
Sorry.
I just want to
Yeah. I'm Dr. Lakisha on everything. You want to know why I'm Dr. Lakisha on everything? Because my name is a registered trademark in 6 classes, both domestic and international, all about educating on cannabis and hemp.
That's right.
That is so it's just the @ symbol, DR. Yeah, I got it for you.
So maybe if we have to revive you, I'll go to the live.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna stay here.
Here I am. And you'll know it's me because see it, Dr. Lakisha. And you'll know it's me because I'm wearing the same hat.
We can't miss you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's me. That's me. And you know what? You can see it all. I was very public about my daughter's battle with cancer. I'm very public about my nonprofit organization that I represent. I'm very public about all of it because I have the voice, you know what I mean? And people like to listen to me for whatever reason, you know what I mean? So
I can't even like say what I
I
want
know
to say
the
because I'll
reason.
just start crying.
yeah, it's
I had to deal with a lot of grief as well. Like I cannot. You're
I'm
very like a example for me now. Like
I'm
When it
trying.
comes to grief, the thing is, so I've not experienced the same like you, but I experience in life in general, and you also described it that way, that when you go through this kind of stuff, this is when you wake up. This
It
is when
is.
you
It
are
is.
invited by
Yep.
God to
Yep.
understand this
Yep.
life in a
Yep.
different way.
Yep. In a different way.
And
Yep.
of course, it is hard, but on a bigger picture, let's say that this is not our last lifetime.
Right.
And your children might have left you in this one, but it's not that.
I know they
Then
picked
that
I know they
means,
picked me.
in general, that we are here to experience this, and we are basically formed into a certain person, into a certain character, wake up, and then we start to spread the message
Yep.
in that form that we've then evolved.
Yep. And that is
And we can only be that, and we can only send
that is it.
if we had this.
If you've had this experience, and you know what, you know how I know that that's true. I know that that's true beyond true, and I don't tell this many people, you know what I mean, this part.
Yeah.
But when my oldest daughter was diagnosed with cancer, right, she was diagnosed in October of 2002. She passed away in January of 2006. During that time, I started all of this. I started studying. I got my doctorate. I built like everything. I started my dispensing locations with all the herbs and all the things. I started doing research. I started this. I started that. I hit the California Cannabis Industry Association, National Cannabis, all of it, 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 all of it. Finally got to Jamaica, right? I'm doing all of it, but in my opinion, too, you know, I got a little bit lost because, like, the mission, there is a core mission, but because I was being pulled in so many different directions and so many different things, you know what I mean? I think I got a little bit lost in translation there, right? So then I go to Jamaica and then I get married again and I have this other baby, Carlene, right? And she's born in 2020. And in October of 2020, she gets diagnosed with retinoblastoma, with eye cancer, right? So I spring into action. I'm doing the things that I couldn't do for Kiana, like blah, blah, blah. I get her tumor gone and I think, okay, like this is good and I've arrived and it's, you know, I've done this, right? But then her tumor comes back and I go to the hospital and I swear to you, she got the exact same treatment regimen that that Kiana did, because pediatric cancer only gets 4% of the federal budget for research, and kids just get dialed down versions of adult medicines. They don't even make medicines for kids like with cancer, so they get the same two different types of cancer, same, you know. And she had the same regimen, the radiation, the this, the that, all of it was the same, right? My daughter Kiana, when she had her second brain surgery in June of 2005, she never really woke up. They had to like pull and tug at her brain so much that she was in a semi-conscious state until she passed away in January of 2006. We didn't even really, we got glimpses of her sometimes, but not really, you know what I mean? But when Carlene got a diagnosis of leptomeningeal metastasis, which means that it started affecting her brain, she went into a semi-conscious state. And she was in a semi-conscious state from November of 2023 till she passed away in January of 2024. She was diagnosed in October, passed away in January. My oldest daughter, diagnosed in October, passed away in January. The number of days that my oldest daughter fought cancer from diagnosis to death, 1,195. The number of days that Carlene fought cancer from date of diagnosis to death, 1,193. Yes, sometimes you have to be broken. Sometimes you do.
Yeah.
In order to be able to, I prayed the same prayer when Kiana was going through her thing. I was like, I always told God, you know, I will fight with her as long as she has fight in her. I will fight with her. But on the day we were in the hospital, she was in the PICU, she was in a lot of pain, there was a lot of stuff going on. And when they told me her heart stopped, you know, they were like, do you want us to get it started again? Do you want it? I was like, hell yeah, bring out the goddamn iron heart. Like, what do you need? Like, do that, you know? But in my heart, you know, I knew. But what I tell them is like, no, you work at it. You work at it. But in private, I prayed the hardest prayer ever. And I said, you know what, God, I love this child more than I love anything on earth. And I will fight with her as long as she has fight in her. But it's her choice. And what I want for you right now, I want whatever is best for her, whatever is best for my baby right now. Whatever, and I think I know what it is, and I'm scared, but whatever's best for her.
Because it's suffering, yeah.
This is what I want you to do for my baby right now. Same thing with my sister, same thing with my son, same thing with Carlene. To be able to have that, because energy never dies. And just because they're not here with me physically,
They're here with you still.
they're here with me still. I really believe in my heart that Carlene was Kiana come back for real.
Yeah. This happened. Yes.
I really believe it. I really believe she came back and was like, Mommy, like, I can't stay still. I can't stay still, but you need to get back on it,
My
Mom.
mother always, and she is an atheist, but my mother always said, in our family, she could see a pattern that if one person went, like if one person had to go, another person gave birth. And it is like we have so many examples of that, like literally, that on the day of death of a family member, there was at the same day a birthday.
Yeah.
The
No,
same
it's
day.
no, you're so right.
Same day.
So okay, you're so right. Cause with when Kiana got diagnosed with cancer, I got pregnant with my daughter Eliana, the one that works for Delta Airlines, the one why I'm here. Anyways, so when Kiana was getting ready to pass away, I found out that I was pregnant with my son Noah. He was born the same year she passed away. When Carlene came in 2020, my son passed away in 2021. In 2021, on my son's birthday, because he passed away in April, but his birthday was in December, I got pregnant with my last one, my 3-year-old now. She'll be 4 in September, Eowyn, right? I got pregnant with her. Then I came to America with Carlene, you know what I mean? Carlene was in treatment at MSK. I was across the street at New York Presbyterian giving birth. You know what I mean? My mom and my daughter were there with Carlene. I was over here having the baby. We all, you know, banged up after it and like walked to our, in New York City, walked to our, right? So then I know, right, that Noah having to take care of a baby helped me get through Kiana's passing. I know that having Carlene as a baby helped me get through my son's passing. I know that Eowyn now is helping me get through Carlene's, because I have to be present and available. I have to. I don't have a choice. I'm not given a choice. And it's very true, because that is definitely the pattern.
Yes.
It's the pattern. And I see it. I see it all the time. I feel it. I feel it and I know it. And I'm like, because if I didn't have Carlene, I'm gonna tell you what, after losing Kiana, My oldest son, my son loved me, and like all my kids love me.
But it's different for
But
boys and not, right?
did my son, the way he loved his mother, for real, for real, that would have me, broke me, like broke me. But I had Carlene, so I gotta still. And then she's going through this cancer thing, so I really gotta hyper focus. I really gotta, you know what I mean? I don't. I grieve for my son. I didn't do what I did with my, you know what I mean? I grieved for him. I talked to him. I honored him. I really did the thing with him. But I know that if I didn't have Carlene, I don't know how I would have made it through that. I'm serious. I really don't know. It would have been really hard. I'm strong, but that would have been that would have been a I don't know. I
You would
don't
have
know.
found a way, but
I
it
probably
is
would
good
have, but
that you
it
were
was
supported.
yeah, it was. And you know what the funny thing is when Carlene, because my other daughter, Eliana, the one that works for Delta, she's a seer for sure.
Yeah.
She sees things and she tells me things. And she told me that she had a dream about Carlene when Carlene was born. And she said, Mom, I had a dream about Carlene. She was sitting in her car seat, you know what I mean, on top of our deep freezer. And she was talking to me like talking to me, like a conversation. And she told me her mission and why she was here. I said, Really? What is that? She said, Don't worry about this thing in my eye, like blah, 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 blah. Don't worry about that. The reason that I'm here is to make mom happy. And she really brought back joy in my life that I didn't know that I could have. And when I lost my son, like I had her during COVID. So all I had to do all the time is just
Already like
love on this baby. I didn't have nothing else to do, just love on this baby. That's it. And she really did bring back the joy in my life. She brought back the joy, but I know, and
they do you receive signs from them?
all the time, all the time. That's how I know. I have my altar,
Yeah.
I have and I honor them and I honor my sister and I do, all of the things. And they definitely guide me. I
Yes.
definitely
I
know.
always,
I
my
definitely
family
know.
was like we lived in one house, like my mother and her two sisters, and the house was always completely open. So I was also raised by my aunts. I sometimes accidentally heard them talk.
Mom, yeah.
So when I was 15, she died from breast cancer, and
I'm
I couldn't
sorry.
really. It's okay in the meantime. I mean, it can be okay, but basically I couldn't grieve back then because I was 15 and I
Yeah.
didn't have the tools and I was just pushing it away, etc. So I never really had a phase of proper grieving. And then once I woke up because of life,
Yeah.
um, I started to learn that that there are certain signs, not only synchronicities, but like from past
There
loved ones,
are.
for example.
Absolutely.
So her name was Birgitta, and then I went through this phase where how all of a sudden, when the universe sends you a sign, you get all of this knowledge.
Yes.
Telling you something, you meet the
Yes.
right
Yep.
person, and
All of it.
all of it
Yes.
comes, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
oh, okay, I see this is
Mhm.
now the
Mhm.
lesson here to
Mhm.
learn.
Yep.
And then when I received this knowledge, the signs, I was able to see the signs then all of a sudden that he was
Yeah.
sending to me. Yes.
Yep.
And like her name popping up, or just the frigate, the season from Wicca, etc. And all of that
Yeah.
came up to me over and over and over again,
Yeah.
exactly during that time.
Right.
So I really understood, oh, okay, this is like, so she's with me, she's here, and
Yep.
now that I'm able to see,
Now you're
she's
able to
also
see, right?
communicating.
Communicating. Yep.
I'm not I'm not, how do you say that, someone that can talk to,
Right, 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 right. To
yes,
spirits, like
yes,
right. Not like a medium.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
a medium,
Yeah.
yeah. But I have clairvoyant abilities and I can read patterns and I can understand
Yes.
time. This
Exactly.
is why, yes, it was so beautiful
Yeah.
to this is why it's a blessing and a curse. Yes.
Yes,
Side, it's a curse because.
it is. It
But
is.
on the other side, it is also a blessing because then you can
Then you can
experience this.
I remember I was talking with the psychologist during Carlene's whole thing and after she passed away and stuff like that. And she says, you know, you have this great understanding of it because I understand it all.
Yeah.
I understand the lesson. I understand the blessings. I understand why I had to go through it. I understand all of it. I don't want to understand it.
No.
I
Yeah.
don't want to understand it,
Yes.
but I do understand it. And I will always hold on to what she said. She said, you know, you have the burden of competence. I said, I do. It is a burden to know and understand and to be, it's a burden. I don't want to do, you know what I told my daughter I wanted to do after Carlene passed away? I said, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to host pity parties. I'm going to host pity parties professionally. We're just going to get together and feel sorry for ourselves and cry and just, this is what I'm going to do. This is my new business.
Sometimes the great idea.
No, you know what my daughter told me? She said, that's so embarrassing. She
I
said,
mean, the sound of it is great, but
I'm telling you, you know what I mean?
It feels bad about himself. It's just gonna have a.
And it's just, but I'm like, God, I just want to be sad. I don't want to understand. I don't want to accept. I just want to know. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Because I think at some point you chose
I
before you
I
came
did.
here
I
to
totally
have
chose
an
before I came here
experience.
because
Yeah.
my mom was like, yeah, you say that and you go ahead and like live in it as long as you need to, but I already know like you're fine and you're gonna be fine. So like, hold on, no, I'm not diminishing. You know what I mean? Like, do you? But like, let's be real. Like, you already know who you are. Like, stop it. And I'm like, just like this. You know what I
know
mean?
what you mean with like I always feel like a rebellious teenager sometimes. When
Yes.
I know, for example, that I'm in front of a door and the door is closed. Because
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to go through the door.
Right.
And then I'm like debating with spirit. And
Right.
come on now, come on now. I understand the message. I don't care
Yeah.
about the message.
Right.
I want to go
I
through
want
the
to go.
fucking
You
door.
know what I
Oh,
mean?
you had to.
You know what I mean?
Go through all of the ups and downs, and then you come at the actually other side.
Yes.
And then you look back and you're like, yeah, okay, I understand now.
Yeah, you know it.
Okay.
No, for real, for real. I tell my mom that too. She hates it when I say it. I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I make bad decisions on purpose. So, and what?
You see,
Yes. Yeah, man. Yes, just like, you know what I mean?
don't do this, and you're like, oh,
Listen, you know what I mean? I don't take it too. I don't take it too far though. You know, I take calculated risks. I don't take it too far, but sometimes, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Listen, and I own it though. You know what I mean? I own it. I own it. Yep. Okay. And I did that. And what? You know what I mean? Yes, I did.
The other day, there are no bad decisions. You make one, and then you make it that.
Listen,
You made.
I always say either you win or you learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either you win or you learn. You know what I mean? It's all of it. It's all of it.
Therapy, I love it.
It's all in. No, it's all included. It really is, you know, and that's one thing I've learned.
It's so funny because with Michelle, I met her in Dortmund in CB Club.
Yeah.
We were also on a panel together, and we had a brief conversation, and it was so funny because instantly, she's a Buddhist, and instantly,
Yep.
it was about this, like without even like
No. Yeah.
little introduction. I was telling her then, you know what is right now? I'm having this kind of what is happening.
Yeah. No, for real.
Like this.
Yes.
So I think it's a frequency we find each
It's-
other.
Say that again. When you're vibrating, because I was out with some men last night, right? It was a group of people, and I was at a table with 3 men, and they were asking about my life, and I was telling them, and they're like, how do you do all this stuff? Or how do you? I said, listen, it's the law of attraction.
Yes.
I don't go out for it. I don't look for it. Just like the speaking thing, I don't look for none of it.
Yeah.
None of it. I just vibrate as high as I can.
Yes.
And it's the law of attraction. It just comes to me. Yeah. I know we
We
probably
are
should wrap it up,
perfect.
huh? Oh yeah, we are kind of perfect.
Someone sit over there and have the Apple Watch. What's the Apple Watch?
No.
No.
Uh-uh.
I
Got
mean,
my
it's
Apple Watch.
supposed to be. That's it. Don't fight it.
It's just to, and so I vibrate as high as possible, do what I'm supposed to do, just listen, and just,
I love how we just sat here for a moment.
you know what I mean? No, I'm really enjoying this.
Just more.
No, I'm enjoying this conversation too, because
And I think this is the best part in the whole.
This is
Yeah.
the part I will
Yeah.
not
you know what I mean? Just like,
Like hot and cold and
right. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. No, I'm glad to hear that because I'm just like, I'm glad that this is just like an intimate group of people that I can just, you know what I mean, talk to, because that's really where I do best.
It's not about quantity.
It's not. It's about the quality. Like that's what it is. Like I speak in rooms. I speak in countries. I speak everywhere. I do the thing. You know what I mean? And it takes an act of God to get me out to a conference. I stopped speaking at conferences in 2018.
Please don't.
Completely
Yeah,
stopped.
don't.
Like I'm not going to no more. I'm not doing this no more. You know what I mean? And so to get me, it takes like Kelly, like come to Berlin and hang out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And me just like, okay, I'll listen and then it just all comes to where, it's supposed to be. And I know that when I speak and I give whatever it is that I'm giving, like whoever it is that's supposed to get it, gets it. I know whoever it is that's supposed to hear it, hears it. I know that. And it's not about like, the number of publications I've been in and magazines and this and
Yes.
I've never had like a publicist. I've never had like I don't go out and find it. They all just find me. You know what I mean? And I just give of myself and, give Kelly. She said one of the things that her quote, authenticity is the highest form of self-care.
I always say that.
Exactly.
So I just come and I'm just unapologetically me. Like me, don't, I don't care.
The right
I do that a lot.
You know what I mean?
feel like
There is like this very nice video of Erika Badu, and she says, in the world, there are basically, if you want to narrow it down, three types of people. They're three types of people. They're the ones that want to follow, and these are maybe 80% of the population.
Yeah.
They want to follow something. They want to have an example and follow it. Then there are 50% that are the leaders. They feel like they want to lead. They want to, put something out. They can be good or bad, both. And then there are 5% that are the observers.
Yes.
That have the seeing, that understand
Yes.
things. And
Yep.
they're here
Yep.
to keep the leaders in check.
Yep.
By example,
Yep.
not because you chose all of this,
Right.
because you wanted to be seen, because you
Right.
wanted public.
Right.
No,
I don't
just
want
because
any of it.
you are here to show something else.
I'm-
show that there's
listen.
a different way.
That is it. Because my team tells me all the time, you need to make more videos. You need to be on social media. You need to do this. You need to do that. I said, you know what I'm not about to do? That.
Yeah.
I'm not about to do that. You're not going to see me dancing on the timeline. You're not about to see me. I'm not doing none of that. The people who are supposed to find me, exactly. They'll find me.
It will not work.
Yeah.
Whoever's supposed to find me will find me.
How we found you.
Right, exactly.
You just walked in.
And I'm
Yeah.
totally, and that's what I would rather have. You know what I mean? I don't need to be some influencer. I don't need none of that. None of that matters to me. I don't care about none of that for real.
I'm so
I don't.
glad.
Ooh, we are really
you
getting.
okay?
Ooh. They're like,
Welcome to Germany,
I
by
am-
the way.
listen, I always say,
It's like hot, Steve.
I'm going to just get my purse really quick because it's back here probably getting wet. Oh, yeah. My purse is definitely getting wet. I'm just bringing it in here.
Let's check.
I think it's only going to rain for like a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what it's been doing, like only raining for a little while.
I don't. But where are we gonna move? Everyone
I
is
know.
running in now.
No,
Yeah.
we're here. I'm not gonna
here.
do
I don't think, I think like we're kind of protected right in this little spot.
protected.
Yeah, we're protected in this little spot. Yes.
I had the wristband with that. Oh, but it's
Yeah.
just the wind.
It's the wind. Yeah. And I didn't even bring a
Made
jacket.
out of sugar.
No.
Yeah, no, we're not going to.
Time to live.
No.
No. I'd rather still be
We
here.
can
It's fresh. It's like you have a calm space. It's different if you, even if you, I would see people, I would still, you know, when you see
Yeah.
a lot going on, you
Yeah.
can't calm.
Yeah.
Now I don't see anyway. My
Right.
brain is like
Just calm.
fresh.
I know all the energy and all the
Yes,
like
yes.
everything that is.
And people
I'm
looking
telling
at
you.
people
No,
when they
Yes.
look at that, they take your energy
they
as
do.
well.
They do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they
That
do.
is something that's
Yeah.
a real problem. This is why I sometimes, when I'm
And
like, I have too much of this ice on me, I take my glasses, like even I know that's cheating, like even inside, just so, because that makes me like, they don't,
invisible a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
they so, like energy vampires, they
Yeah.
can't
No,
reach me so much.
I believe that.
Yeah,
No,
like that
I
it
but
sucks your energy, but I feel it, but I never
Yes,
thought
Yeah.
it's like this.
I really believe that
It's
that social media is doing it. I really believe that people are actively harvesting energy
Yeah.
based on all of it that's
We
being
have these
devoted
energy
to
vampires,
just
we
being
call them.
out there.
Yeah.
I really believe, and that's half of the reason that I'm not out there like that,
You know,
because you're not harvesting my energy.
I wrote my bachelor thesis about this, and years
Really?
yeah, and
No.
years later, about like it was swamp behavior and how social media is gonna change
Yes.
approaches. And years
Yes.
later, I got that. That was like I was the only one, and I was super proud because I was always like kind of like rebel.
Yes.
I was the only one that got a 1.0, which is like the best grade.
Yeah.
Yes.
And years later, my professor reached out, and one of the reasons I got that was because I had like the thesis in it, and most people do like a business case and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I did like a social analysis, and he reached out and he said like, we can like continue this project, right?
Yeah.
We still thought of it, and I was really like flat.
No, I think it's
Yeah.
Can we
and
sit here a bit?
that's funny that you like that you had that, like even back then that you had that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I'm
that.
very like that's why I'm always been like super careful with it.
Yeah.
But I also like now I'm in a good space.
Here, look at this. You could just sit this right here.
I mean,
Yeah.
closer circle.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with being closer. Listen.
Hello.
Yeah.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm like, I'm thankful for this. Like, and this is even healing for me.
Yes.
You know, it's healing for me. It's healing for me that the more I can tell the stories, the more that I can, just talk and talk it out. And every time that I talk about it, it gives me a different level of understanding.
Understanding.
I get a different
Yes,
level of
exactly.
understanding every time I talk about it. And then
It's like
let's
you
talk about
explain it to yourself at
yes.
the same time.
And let's talk about the things that like happen. Cause like, okay, I was in California. I started in California. Then I moved to Jamaica, you know what I mean? I had my baby there. And then because of her, I came to New York City. And now in New York City, we're in the final approval process for the cannabis research license for the Office of Cannabis Management. My nonprofit organization that's named after my daughter, we have our own internal institutional review board. So we don't have to beg nobody to do research. I'm licensed by the Office of Human Protections. I have my own federal wide assurance. I can run whatever studies I want whenever I want. We just acquired a 200,000 square foot research facility on 111 acres upstate. And now I'm just like chasing down the money, you know what I mean, to pay for it to be the research institution of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the United States just went Schedule 3, you know what I mean, for state licensed medicals. That opens the door for research and like, so all of the things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as I just stay true,
And it's
all
only
of
because
the
of
things,
what you experienced.
it's only
in this.
because it's only because of that. It's only
Yeah.
because of that.
It's
only
also
because
for
of
the
that.
greater good, you know.
It's always for the greater good. And people don't understand that in itself is therapy because that makes me feel like I'm still doing something for my kids. Like I'm still doing something for them. I'm actively still mothering them. Still. Even though they're not physically here, I'm mothering that. I'm making sure that their lives weren't in vain, making sure that
And that
other
they had
people
a
don't
purpose.
making sure, and so that also heals me. So, and I don't think people can really understand that sometimes because, they get lost in the grief and they get lost in the, you know what I mean?
Yes.
They get lost in it.
Yeah, I mean, understandable.
Understandably,
Yeah.
because you know what? I really wanted to choose that. I wanted to choose that route. Like I
It's so
wanted to, for real.
comfortable
Like I
sometimes
wanted
just
to.
stay there,
That's what I said. Pity parties, bro. I
Yeah.
want to host
Yeah.
pity parties. Like let me do that. And it's like no, no.
But I think these pity party, it's people will come actually with a different kind of energy.
I
It wasn't
think-
pity. We were just like,
Yeah, you know.
hell yeah, we fucking strong.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That
Right.
would be, it's
Right.
not called
No,
pity
I'm
party, but
serious.
people will come
Well,
like,
people,
Yeah.
I really think, you know.
yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, maybe I should, because like back in 2009, 2010, something like that, I think I put a copyright on the name Canna Ladies, right? Canna Ladies, like so nobody can even use that link because I
Yeah.
put a copyright on it. But
I need to double check my domains.
like, so I'm like, I sometimes want to start this like, and I've never done anything with it. I just have like this logo and this
It's
like,
still nice
you know
to
what I
get-
mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I kind of want to like do like some sort of like women's group or something. Like,
But
you know
I
what I
think
mean?
it will come to you as long as you put that.
I
thoughts
think
in
it will.
there.
I think it will. I want to have like this, you know, almost like a sorority, but you know, without the drama, you know, but have like
Try it,
like a
please.
like a sisterhood, you know what I mean? Because
If someone
our
can do it, it's you, I think.
I think so, because I'm like, I this
Yeah.
space is for women.
Uh.
This space is this it's she's female.
Where
And
do I sign up?
she's the healer, you know,
Yeah.
the healer. Like I think that I'm like as I'm like, you know, figuring out because I got the research and I got the this and I got the that, but I need this little, you know, like I told Kelly when I went to Canada, what she really did for me, she like
Yeah.
mothered me, not like my mom who's super religious and like, you know what I mean? Like she's the mom.
Yeah.
And I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Kelly mothered me, you know, in a way that I needed.
Took care
And
of you.
sometimes you need that, you know.
Yes.
Sometimes you need a mom, sometimes you need a wife, sometimes you
Yes.
need a sister, sometimes you need, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You need
Yes.
those different people that do those
They say,
things
yeah,
for
you
you
need
that
to
you
heal on
couldn't.
your own, but it's not true.
No.
We are made. Yeah.
Man has done nothing in my life that were really helpful. I love
Yeah.
my father, and
You know what I
maybe,
mean?
yes, he might be the exception. But other than that, it has always
No.
been women.
Always.
Yeah.
Women
No.
that have taken care of me when I needed it, when I was on my knees.
Yes.
It was always a woman having a hand for me, having an ear for
Yeah.
me, giving me, nourishing my soul.
Right.
Always.
Because you need, I think that's part of it. And we've gotten away from like that village and herd mentality. It's like everybody's for themselves, everybody's on their own. It's like me. We got away from that, you know what I mean? And then the beauty standards and all the shit, you want to pit women against each other. Now they're all catty and they're all this and they're all that. And it
Competing with each other.
right.
Yeah.
You know
For
what I
men
mean?
attention. Lol.
Bro, come
Lol.
on.
I think you
Exactly.
have to face
Fuck.
like that. I think
You
that's also
do.
a societal issue.
It's
like,
societal
yeah,
issues.
like 100%.
It is.
But I think that's a beautiful thing. My sister is 5 years older than me. Me and her like this. Like
Yes.
This. Always and always will be.
Yeah.
Well, not when we were younger. Holy shit, that was.
Yeah,
wild.
exactly. No, that was like me and my sister. We were that far apart too.
Yeah.
So like when I was in high school, she was in elementary school. So we really didn't click when we were younger. But
Yeah.
when we got as adults,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a different thing.
Yeah.
You know?
She always said, Nora, wait for your 30s. And I turned 30 and I said, bitch, what?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
and then like, I think
Yeah.
when I was almost 32 or something, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah. No, for
That's
real.
it.
For
Okay, I
real.
get it.
For real. I think that's one of the things I'm super thankful for, that my daughters have each other, you know? So I still have 5 girls, right? And so my 25-year-old, like as soon as I leave here, right? My 22-year-old that works for Delta, her sister is about to be 25 in July. That's her travel companion on Delta. So they fly free together, right? I'm a parent, so I automatically get the parent benefit and I fly free. In 2024, after Carlene passed away, we went to Ireland together, right? The 3 of us. You know what I mean? Me with my girls, walking my daughters, bro. It's like I birthed like my best friends. It's the
Yeah.
coolest shit
That's so cool.
ever. We're in Dublin, we're walking around, we're doing the thing. I find a random tattoo shop and I'm like, bro, we should
Let's
get
do it.
random tattoos. So then I find one that's a butterfly with the awareness ribbon in the middle.
Yeah.
And so I got it in honor of Carlene on my back because I have wings and a cross that cover my
Yeah.
whole back. So I got it in honor of Carlene. And then they were like, we're going to get tattoos too. You pick one for me and I pick one for you. Don't pick something stupid because they didn't know. So they got a random tattoo. They didn't even know what it was. You know what I mean? We went to we got a bus and went to the English market at Cork. We went to the Blarney Castle. I kissed the Blarney Stone. Like it was just, and then when I leave here, I have one daughter that graduates on June 26th. On June 28th, because my daughter's birthday is July 3rd, me, her, and her sister were going to Italy. So I get to go and now hang out with like that. I'm so, even though I don't have a sister anymore, I don't have any siblings, and I lost my kids and stuff, but I have these little I have these little people.
Yeah.
Like let me tell you how good they are. When 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 my son passed away, you know, in Jamaica, and I had to have them come to the hospital and tell them that their brother passed, and I had to tell them. And then I told them in the car and they cried. And I went inside to go and attend to some things. And I got back to the car. My kids were like, Mom, we had a meeting and we're so sad that Aaron is gone. But Mom, what do you need? We're here from you. We decided, like, we're here for you. What do you need from? And I'm like, oh my God. So then when Carlene passed away, I had three of them in high school. She was in, MSK is in Manhattan and they go to school in Manhattan. So I told them, they're about to declare your sister brain dead, and that was a whole other story. And I said, if you want to come over here after school, you can, like, or whatever, but this is what happened. So they're like, we're going to come after school. I'm like, okay. So I told the the social workers, the child life specialists, it's like, my kids are coming. Prepare. Like they need to, like blah blah blah. So as soon as they get there, right, they walk in. None of the specialists are there. I had to, call them in, and I go, don't worry, guys. I got the child life specialist. I got all this. I got all that, and we're ready. We're here to support you. And I know this is sad. And they were like, we don't need any of that. We're here for you. We're here for you. We're here for you, Mom. What do you need? What do you need? And this is my 17-year-old, my 16-year-old, and my 15-year-old. You know what I mean? And they're
I think
just like,
that's your rock, no matter what happened
bro,
to you.
these
You have to.
kids,
They
these
make you go
kids,
strong.
they do. Like they always do. And they're so just, I have these little people
You
that
should
are
be
just,
proud of yourself
I'm
for all the journey you
so,
did.
I really
And look how
am.
strong you are. It's like
I really am.
you are glowing. You're still
I
glowing.
I really am. I'm proud. I like I said, I understand. I
Yeah.
understand it. I do. I
You should be
understand
very
all of
proud of
it.
yourself.
And it's just, even with all of the heartache and all of the tragedy and all of the everything, I literally live it in the way. Okay, so right. It cost me $35,000 cash to get Carlene into MSK. Hotels were costing me $3,000 to $5,000 a week. I ran out of money in the first year, right? She needed to be in a place to have, because she got a bone marrow transplant, and to regrow your immune system. Oh,
It's fine.
to regrow your immune system, you have to recover in one spot for 100 days. I was in a women's cohort. They got together and paid $60,000 for me to stay in one spot while she recovered, right? But then after that, they ran out of money. Me and my family, while Carlene was in treatment, we ended up going to the homeless shelter. We